We can throw one more before we say bye to these free niggas. Even though I pretty much shot the bed on that fucking video. I mean, they were listening to it. They just probably couldn't see us. But
Listen on.
right, that part. Oh, that's what I wanted to roll into from the working towards bigger goals without the affirmation is other. Because me and somebody in the company was talking about Gerani's open mic. And I always have to point out with Gerani's open mic, I'm like, yo, it's PG. Like, and you know, under my company, under YCC, I've been big about pushing freedom of speech. But I love what Gerani's is. I love the space that it creates. It's a safer space for a lot of people. Now, I know that the content, if somebody from Gerani's comes in here and they're like, wow, those guys are very, very coarse on Our Sins and Woes. I don't think I want to watch that show. Or I don't want to watch Protest and Riot. But you might be two fucking Apex lovers and you and your best friend are tuning into the sticks every time it comes on.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And vice versa. You might be just a regular ass Our Sins and Woes fan, but you really like that performance from somebody. So now you want to start watching open mic. And it's one of those necessities of expansion without really hindering. Because how did I write that? When you have to filter yourself for expansion versus when you have to expand, or versus when you can expand without filtration. And that's why I'm never on stage at open mic. Because my name is already titled to, Nelson is already titled to coarse, open-minded, freely speaking, might curse a lot, say some off-the-wall shit, has to throw in the cancel button type of energy. I don't need to be on stage at Gerani's. But Gerani's it appeals to a certain audience that can benefit YCC Entertainment.
I was just about to say that.
So why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing, because I'm super I'm pretty sure I said this many times that I'm super anti TikTok, but that's the difference between that is TikTok mutes me because of the things that I say. If I take clips from episodes and I put them on TikTok, TikTok will mute me.
For real?
Yeah, I've been muted. I think I posted a total of 5 posts on TikTok. 4 of them got muted. I was like, I'm not posting on TikTok anymore.
Yeah, that would blow me. I'd be done. TikTok get better at that. Come on now.
Bruh. Well, TikTok, just die. I'm tired of seeing on my fucking Instagram feed anyway. Instagram gotta fix that shit.
Yeah,
I'm tired of seeing more TikToks than I'm seeing my friends.
No, for real. Yeah, for real. Like, you hit Reels, you don't see nothing else but TikTok.
Bruh,
TikTok.
that's all it is. Reels is nothing but retweeted TikToks.
I say if I wanted to watch TikTok,
I would get on TikTok.
Yeah, like
if
TikTok
I wanted
is like
to
a
see
friendly
strangers, and I'm fine with what TikTok is. It's supposed to be like, you know, the stranger friendly kind of energy where you can see a whole bunch of people you ain't never seen before, you don't know them and stuff like that. For me, Instagram is very intimate. Instagram's been a very intimate place my whole fucking life. That's why I don't like a lot of, like, I'm not one to commonly repost things on my personal page unless they're quotes. There's been a couple times where I video captured some shit because I was watching a YouTube video and it was like, hey, you niggas need to know kind of thing. But I'm not one to repost every funny meme on my personal page.
Not at all.
I have a podcast page for that. The fuck?
that.
Why would I do that on my personal page? It's an intimate place for me. I've been on Instagram since 2011, and it's always when I grew up on Instagram, or when Instagram first started, it was all family and friends. So now I'm seeing all this crazy shit. I don't have the fucking time of day for it. But going back to that, I think bringing Gerani's on under the YCC network umbrella for YouTube was super important because now we can branch out other than openly minded people in a weird way.
No, yeah.
Because that's kind of what it is. Like, people get on there, but like, hey, I came here for video games. Why are they guys saying nigga so much? And it's like, bro, that's the way they talk. But like, guess what? It's not for kids. So I got nothing for you. Like, y'all have your own YouTube.
Yeah.
So
literally YouTube for kids.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So I got nothing for you. But for the talent, because I do care about the spotlighting. That's why Our Sins and Woes can never go away, because it's always a different guest in that seat. So many people that need to be, just it's one thing. Like I say all the time, we don't do interviews. This is a conversation between me. I'm not teaching the guest about Keith Anthony. Keith Anthony is telling the guest about himself.
Yeah, that's why I really like this podcast as well, because it's just like you allow people to be themselves no matter how they are. Like, people wouldn't know I'm newly baptized. People wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm having a conversation where we're cussing a lot either, but it's still like, okay, I can speak.
Nigga. It's like,
Yeah, like, but come on now, like, you know, I can speak freely. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about, and maybe I do have to worry about being canceled. Oh well, if I were to get canceled off a show like this, where I can speak my mind freely,
Nigga,
and
we made it.
How about I say people just don't realize that
Nigga,
freedom
we
of
made
speech is a thing. Like, people don't realize that you can say what you want and you shouldn't be judged off what you're saying, because this is how you are. People are gonna accept who you are. They need to accept all of it.
And see, that's why it's a freedom of being yourself. I think that it's crazy because I've never said this before, and I think I just figured out the perfect way to articulate it. But I think YCC encompasses more than anything else. This is a network where you're free to be yourself. Because even when you take Geronimo's into that, you have people that you're like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no,
But
you got the
that is the space. We will welcome you back every fucking week. No
course.
question about it. We're gonna live stream you. We're gonna tune in every week. There's no question about it, because at the end of the day, I really do want YCC to be that kind of place where we welcome you as yourself. That's why I have the host and the guest and the content that I've created under YCC, is because nobody should filter you. Nobody should boo you off the stage. This ain't Showtime at the Apollo, as funny as that is. Johnny's is not Showtime at the Apollo. We don't boo anybody off the stage.
Exactly.
We come there, we bring our energy, we support everybody. Just like fucking protest and riot. Me and Penrose disagree on everything. We disagree on so much shit. That's a lie. We just disagree on men and women. But but we disagree enough. But I respect where Penrose comes from. Penrose respects where I come from.
Honestly, I feel like adding Jirani onto the YCC was probably one of the smartest business moves. And I don't think I had a chance to really like compliment you on that, because that was actually the one thing that's gonna bring, like you said, all entertainment in, and like all of the listeners, all of the people who aren't able to listen to podcasts like these. Like, no, you're absolutely correct.
What?
It's like,
I didn't
no,
know this.
no, this is great. Like, no, what you did though, like, I was really just thinking of it and seeing you back there, kind of controlling everything. I was just like, yo, Nelson is a smart man. Like, I was just looking, I was like, and I never got a chance to really compliment you on this, but this. Yeah, you heard it here first.
I am nothing without the Girardi's
businessman.
team. Let me go ahead and point that out.
Oh, no, shout out Girardi.
This is
They're
nothing
great.
without, shout out W, shout out Leah, shout out Aaron.
They're all great. I love them all too. Like, W, I went to
It was a very
V20.
smart move for me.
I'm about to say, no, I've been to V20. I've been to V20 studio. Leah's like
There's so
a
much I'm
mentor
still
to
learning
me.
from them.
Yeah, like,
Yep.
no, it's a learning thing, but just that partnership. It's
Yeah.
just like, this is exactly what both of them needed. Like, to start up or not even to start up V20, because they were already doing their thing, if I'm being honest. But just to even spread the spotlight on V20 and kind of like, this is exactly what a collaboration is.
Because it is
to
a
be.
shared thing. Like,
Exactly.
as much as, YCC, blah, 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 blah. Girardi's Open Mic does come off of YCC Entertainment, but it also streams to V20 Records Live.
But this is exactly what a collaboration is supposed to be, because now both of y'all are bringing both of y'all's business together. And now everybody who was supporting that business is coming and supporting both of y'all. So that was like, yo, like, this is exact, and this is the artist too. This is exactly what a collaboration is supposed to look like. Because when you're out there trying to get a feature with somebody, and you need, like, you know, you're sitting there, you need their listeners, and you're trying to use them for clout, you're not gonna utilize that feature the right way if y'all both aren't putting in the work to make sure, one, this is marketed the right way, two, this is spread to both of y'all's fans, and three, y'all are both collaborating in a way where it's not I'm better than you or this is higher than you. This is us together.
Yeah.
So let's work together. Like, what? Nah. Actually, I can
And shout
give
out
you an
Kimmel
applause for
Films.
that.
Yeah, shout out to Kimmel Films. Aaron, you're the guy. I would have never met him if it wasn't for the first iteration of Girardi's Open Mic. But
Collaboration.
yeah, it's
My point.
it's gotta be.
Collaboration.
Because then it feels less like, because I hate outsourcing. I
Yeah.
really do. I hate outsourcing. I hate that. Me and Penrose has been talking about this, about like my goal is to start a production subsidiary under YCC Entertainment. Just a YCC production side, because I hate producing, but production is such a mandatory thing now in today's era. The way with you'd be surprised how many, like, for y'all who don't know, you'd be surprised how many, like, your favorite YouTubers send their videos to somebody else to edit.
Nah, I feel that.
Like, you talking about music and shit like that. You'd be surprised. You think that video of them just sitting around talking in front of the camera is all of them? No, that somebody else is editing that shit. You'd be surprised. But I think because of that, because of the way the internet is working right now, production is a hotline to be in. And I hate I hate video editing and I hate audio engineering, but I have to learn it because I have to be within the company. I have to be the jack of all trades. I have to know enough about everything to know how things are supposed to go.
Exactly.
But I do want to, broaden that horizon. Find an audio engineer, find a videographer, find a cameraman under the company or under the subsidiary, but also let them be their own thing. Use them to outsource. Go to a fucking college. Here's the idea I keep saying. I just haven't really pursued it, to say the least. Go to a college, find a kid that says, I really want to get into video editing. Show him what I know. Show him how he can learn more. And then put him on in a sense of, here's what you do. You go shoot these people's wedding. Tell them you do it for free. And if they say, you say, hey, I'll do it. I'll record your video. I'll record your whole wedding for free. And I'll just give you the raw files. I can edit it. I'll charge you $15. Simple.
Yeah,
then the next time you go, I'll record your whole wedding for $5. Give you the raw footage. That's $5. That's all. And if you want me to edit it, $20. Next one, $10. You want me to edit it? $20. Simple.
Yeah, no, that's building.
People think, right, and people think they get in that mindset of where, oh, well, I have video editing software and a cool fancy keyboard, $60. It's like, bro, you ain't been doing this long enough.
Yeah, no, not at all. And you know what?
You have zero experience.
Shout out another person real quick, El Marquis, because he's actually doing it the exact way. Like, he has an Apollo. He has one of the Chaotica eyeballs. He has a good mic. He has a lot of good setup, but he only charges $30. I see people with less setup than him charging like 50, 60, 70.
Bruh, me doing that, if I charge you motherfuckers every time y'all come into my goddamn studio, I wouldn't learn what I'm learning. That's the problem. Like, he's doing it very smart because at the end of the day, I'm kind of getting my teacher to pay me because you're giving me homework. I'm learning.
Exactly.
So,
but the people that be tripping off getting charged are whack, because if you were buying weed, you would buy that weed faithfully. Just saying. That's crazy. Just saying. I'm being completely honest. You would spend $45 on an egg, but won't spend $30 to get your music
on your own content.
Yeah, like, you're wild. You're absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. I've seen people pay $60 an egg. I say $30 a studio session. I don't know, bro. Why? Because you know me?
That's crazy.
You know me? You're wild. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was an issue. Like, no, you're wild. I just want to let that be known. But
yeah, it's an easy, and that's what pisses me off about the maneuvering generation right now. And it's like, you guys think that I've been doing podcasting for 3 years. I've been talking to people my whole life. The conversation shit it really came prevalent in the military world, but I think even through high school, it was a lot prevalent because of the kind of classes I went through, the type of people I associated with, shit like that. I don't think I was valedictorian speaking level, but like over my time in college, it's funny because I was talking to my homeboy about this. I was like, I never understood like how a valedictorian speaks the way they speak and kind of shit. Like, you get up and you keep looking at the fucking crowd. Motherfucker, read your paper. How do you remember what's on that paper? You've been talking for 15 minutes. What the fuck is going on here? And then I took a speech class. And then I understood how it's supposed to work. When I did my first episode of Our Sins and Woes, I had lines and lines and lines and lines and lines of things that I wanted to talk about. Subnotes off of things. Oh, okay, well, when I talk about that, I'm going to bring this up. Now, bruh, that's fucking crazy. I have 10 words. Okay, touch on that. And I don't need subcategories off them because now I've gotten to the point of being able to fill the conversation out. If I know if we talk about one thing, then I'm like, okay, we can ride on this for a minute. And if something prevalent comes up or a prevalent subpoint that I might have thought saying I'll bring that up when we talk comes up, then I'll be like, all right, cool. But it took that I had to learn how to do it. Episode 1 Nelson is a lot different from episode 72 Nelson. I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm a lot more experienced. And we took 50 episodes before we even started building a Patreon. This was all for free. I was learning.
That's all it takes, though.
I'm giving you guys content. Y'all giving me learning lessons.
All it takes. That's all it takes. Honestly, that's really all it takes. Like, once you start learning the ins and outs, everything else becomes easier. And I took a speech class, too. Them speech classes help. Them joints help. It helps you hold conversations. It helps me be in situations like this, because this is like, okay, if I can do this, when I start getting to a point where I'm on national television and I can still have this, like, type of freedom to talk.
Dialect,
yeah, I can still talk. I can still carry the conversation. I can still make sure that everything is good. I've actually been complimented a lot on being able to hold conversations and, like, interviews and stuff like that. Like, when I've been to actual podcasts and they like to interview, like, I hate it, but I've been complimented on it because it's like, okay, well, I've learned how to do this through podcasts like these, podcasts with my closest, like, people I consider my friends.
You should just regular conversations.
Yeah, just regular conversations. It's just like, all right, well, I can be myself with them on camera. Why can't I be myself on camera with someone else?
Yeah.